I have it set up too, so I just have to, because I paused it while we were getting this going.
Okay. I think it's live streaming.
It's popping up. Webinar is now live streaming on Facebook. Hello, everyone that can see us now. I am just going to make sure that we are good to go. And that I have everything ready. I don't see it streaming in there, do you?
I'm looking right now. Oh, the video is no longer available. Oh, no, it's on. We're good.
Okay, cool. I always like people to kind of see us set this up so that, you know, if you're thinking about joining our team, you guys know that there's things that you learn and you try, and I haven't really done too many of these webinars, so we're learning together, and the streaming feature is really cool. So, okay, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Jessica and I, this is our second New Year series webinar explaining more about coaching. And tonight, our goal is to share as much as we can, but to stay on topic and take about 50 minutes of your time if that's okay with you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen because we do have a presentation to share with you guys tonight. All right, let me just make this a little bigger so you don't see all my other things in the way. Okay, so this is an introduction to becoming an online health and fitness influencer with Beachbody. And we are proud Beachbody coaches. I know that there's probably your coach that invited you here has probably invited you to coaching a couple times. And I remember when I started, I was really honored and pumped up to become a Beachbody coach because I was familiar with the brand. And I knew of P90X, I knew of Insanity, all the original at-home workouts. And when I learned about the opportunity, my ears perked up because Beachbody was a name that was branded and known and marketed, that worked. You always see those success stories from the P90X days, and it's pretty mind-blowing what people can accomplish. So I know Jessica is extremely passionate about Beachbody too, but we're definitely not the coaches that are afraid to toss around the name Beachbody because it has forever changed our life, our family's life, and now we hope to pay that forward to you. I'll start by sharing a little bit of my story. My story feels like 10 miles long, but again, I want to stick to the important parts. So I have been a coach for 5.5 years. I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts, and now I live in Lake Tahoe, California. So 3,000 miles away from where I am now. And I feel like I've lived two completely different lives, and I actually have almost, where I grew up and I had such an amazing upbringing, traditional upbringing of going to school, getting good grades. I went off to play college volleyball, got a scholarship. Then I got the corporate career. I was a waitress through college. And honestly, I lived the life. When I think back to my 20s, there's nothing that I can complain about. I was so grateful for my upbringing. And when I hit 24, I do remember having a moment where I was like, is this it? And I had my corporate job at that time, and I moved up really quickly. I was working as a retail store manager at Verizon Wireless, and I was successful, if I'm being honest, and that's what I thought I was going to do forever. But when I had that little voice inside of my mind saying, is this really what you want to do forever? I just kept tucking that away. And I know that's something that a lot of people do, and I've learned 10 or 11 years later now, I'm going to be 34 soon, that we can't tuck that voice away if there's something in there telling us that we need more or desire more. So I actually packed up my things and moved all by myself to Lake Tahoe, and I did transfer my Verizon Wireless job. And when I landed here, it was very different. So Northern California is such a beautiful place. Lake Tahoe is amazing. It literally took my breath away, and tears just started pouring out of my eyes the first time that I saw the lake. And I said, I just need to live here. So when I moved here, I didn't know anyone. I made new friends, I had new coworkers, and that is when that feeling of, okay, I really need to start to think about my future and my career. But I started to tuck that voice away again. And the boss I ended up working for at my corporate job, she really made my life a living hell, if I'm being honest. So I was that good employee who showed up every day to work because that's what I was supposed to do. And if someone had approached me 10 years ago and said, hey, do you want to work for Beachbody and work out online and share your journey and document it and get killer results and earn an income from home, would you want to do that? I would have been like, heck yeah, that sounds awesome. That's probably not possible for me because I was so stuck in the corporate world mindset. That's all I knew. One of my favorite sayings is what you know is what you know. And if I didn't move to California, if I didn't allow myself to open up to the opportunity of coaching, it's kind of scary to think where I would be. I actually had a blessing in disguise come my way, and I lost my corporate job. I walked into work one day and I no longer had a job. And that was scary. I felt taken advantage of. And that was my I'm drawing the line in the sand kind of moment. And I wanted to be a business owner. I said, I will create my own success. I'm a hard worker. I'm dedicated. But what am I going to do? And that's when I started scrolling on social media. This is when Facebook started to become a little bit more popular back in 2013. And I came across a girl I went to high school with, and she was living the life that I wanted. So maybe you've seen Jessica's posts or my posts or your coach's post that invited you here, and you're like, they just have something in their life that I'm wanting more of. Well, that's exactly how it was for me. And I'm all about travel, adventure, freedom, self-expression. I truly live into the dream life that that little voice was telling me all the time. And so I did sign up to become a coach, and I went full throttle. From the moment I've signed up, fast forward to 5.5 years now, I've been through pregnancy, which was really rough for me. My husband did have cancer. He's gone through chemo. And this business, this opportunity has been such a blessing because I had to move in with my in-laws while my husband did his treatment. And I can't imagine if I had a regular job what that would have been like. It probably would have eaten away at my life more than cancer ever could. So I'm so thankful that I was able to work wherever and be there with him and stay in shape. And my mind became so strong because of this community, because of people like Jessica and our teams. They are so uplifting, and I'm forever thankful. So postpartum has been crazy. Jessica and I had babies on the same day, which is really special. And I feel like without the workouts, the products, the programs, and the community, again, I don't know where I would be. So Jessica, I'll let you share your story.
Gosh, I love hearing that every single time. So my name's Jessica. It's funny, I never knew Colleen before Beachbody, but we actually only live about 3 hours away from each other. I'm in California in the mountains, and so a little background on me. I am a registered nurse. I went to school to get my bachelor's in nursing, and I knew since I was a little girl that I wanted to help people for a living. That passion started when I was hit by a drunk driver on my 11th birthday. Me and my dad were both hit and medi-flighted to different trauma hospitals, weren't expected to make it through the night. Long story short, I survived, and my dad didn't. And it was through a malpractice case. And again, it's so hard to sum all the pieces of our stories into a few minutes. But if I was to pinpoint in my life when I realized that I wanted to help people in my life, it was that moment, because I had both positive and negative experiences with the people who were taking care of me. I couldn't walk for a year, and I was in a medical hospital bed at my house. And so I would have nurses come, and some were awesome and some were not. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to make an impact. I want to help people when they're struggling and help them get through the hardest pieces of their story. And I went on to become a nurse because I thought that would fulfill that passion in my heart. And in that period, I had a lot of health issues of my own that Western medicine just couldn't figure out. And I was in school to learn about all of this. I was in school to heal people, and I was a friggin' mess. Like, the doctor told me, Jessica, you have the estrogen levels of a 55-year-old woman. And I was 19. And I'm like, well, how do you fix that? And, there was no answers for me for years. And then I started thinking more holistically, more natural, like, what can I learn to heal my body? And I continued on to become a certified holistic health coach through the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And I loved that, but it still, there was something missing. And I, for years now, I started studying health seriously in 2005. 14 years later, I'm figuring it out, how it can all come together. So my story with Beachbody comes in March of this year, will be 3 years ago. And it was after I had my first son, and I had a relatively healthy pregnancy, but I was on bed rest for the last chunk of it because of preterm labor stuff, and I had horrific back pain. And after pregnancy, I ended up having to go to the doctor and did an x-ray, and because it wasn't getting better, I couldn't put him in his crib because my low back hurt so bad. And so they told me that I had a moderate to severe degenerative disc in my lower back. And I was 29, I think, 29 at the time. And I was like, no, I don't degenerate. You don't understand. What can I do to fix this? And they're like, sorry, there's not really much you can do about that. I'm like, no, I'm proving you wrong. There's something I can do. And it wasn't maybe a day later that I saw my coach, my and Colleen's coach, Liz Hartke's before and after pictures after she had her baby. And literally the thought that went through my head was, I want her abs. Like, I want that mom bod. I have to try this. And I had heard of Beachbody before. I was one of the, stuck up people that was like, I'm too good for Beachbody, to be honest, because of my background and the money and research and time that I poured into learning about health. And I was like, but you know what? I want to try this program. And so I reached out to her, no idea who she was. I was a complete stranger. She was on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. We had no friends in common. She had just randomly friend requested me, and I saw her picture. So I was like, I want to sign up. I want to do this program. Sign me up as with the coach membership because I want the discount. No intention of working the business because I worked full time as a nurse in a prison, 40 to 60 hours a week, and I had a new baby. So I'm like, I don't have time for that. And so she's like, okay, no problem. Got me signed up. And then I was like, I really want to do this with my family. And so I reached out to my mom, sister-in-law, best friends. Hey, let's do this together. Give me your credit card and social security number. This is what you're going to do. And it just came so naturally for me because I was so excited. And then I got my first commission check and I was like, hey, this paid more than paid for my challenge pack that I just bought. I'm interested. And that was literally how it started for me. I was not looking at this business opportunity to do anything for me, to be honest, in the beginning. But it started opening my eyes slowly to the potential. And so within my first 8-week program, I fully committed to it, and I more than lost my baby weight, and my back pain was almost completely eliminated, which was crazy. And I really haven't looked back since. I've completed several programs in the meantime, obviously. And I have, in June of this past year, I was able to fully retire from prison nursing. I will always say that Beachbody got me out of prison because I can. But really, it's just amazing, both the community, how much our lives have changed. And what's so cool is I never saw it as a possibility. I wasn't looking for this, to be honest. And it has changed my entire family's life. My husband's life. Like, I'm a better mom and a better wife, and I'm home with my babies now. And I can do that because of the income that this business opportunity, this platform that we have, has brought into our family. It truly is a game changer if you give it a chance and put in the effort. So next, here is what we are going to cover today. We're going to talk about what we do, because so many people are like, So you like drink a shake and work out and post videos and selfies and that's it. So we'll talk about what we do, top misconceptions. A lot of these were ones that I held on to. How and why we are different from other options out there, because we understand that there's a lot of business opportunities out there. There's a lot of programs, there's a lot of shakes, there's a lot of everything out there. So I want to highlight to you why we are different. And then we're going to talk about how we earn money and share our personal income progression, which is always exciting and a little bit nerve-wracking to share with you guys. And then we're going to go over how you guys can get started.
Awesome. So when I was putting this presentation together with Jessica, I said, I really think we need to put in our mission statement, because you have probably been invited to many things in your day, and sometimes it's hard to differentiate what's real and do they really mean this. And we're both going to go over our missions really quick here. And then I want you to kind of stalk us on social media. And do we live up to that mission? Do we show up every day? And for 5.5 years, I can promise you that this is how I have served my audience. This is how I've helped people, and this is what I live for. And the same for Jessica and the amount of time that she's coached. So my honest hope is to help any and every person that I encounter to live their most vibrant life. So when I meet someone and they're struggling and they are the old Colleen, I'm just like, let me help you, please, because I've been there and I understand that. I know it's easy to feel too busy. Like, who right now thinks they can't coach because they're too busy, and we just keep ignoring that little voice? I know it's easy to feel too busy in today's world. So I love helping others find a way into making a healthy and happy, I always say that wrong, into making healthy and happy a true lifestyle. I have a typo there. Need to fix that. So this opportunity really is so unique in the way that I've been able to build an at-home wellness business that changed lives. It really blows my mind that I've done this from my kitchen table, from my bedroom, from my kitchen, wherever. And it's been that impactful for me and my tribe of other coaches. So Jessica, I'll let you share yours.
Yeah, so mine is, and I had to recently I got clarity on this. Like, what drives me? I did a coaching mentorship, and they asked me, I have to get clear on what drives me. And it really was making an impact in the world. That's something that's a huge, huge motivator for me. So the purpose of my life is to be fearlessly joyful, to inspire and empower positive change in those around me, so that together we can make the world a happier and healthy place. And I love, to be honest, I love the business model that we have, because you have to invest in your team in order to be successful. You have to help other people be successful. And you end up finding people you never knew existed that are like-minded, who have the same mission as you, to make a difference and to really change the world. As cheesy as that may sound, that's what we're doing. I have the unique opportunity to help. I love helping people be the best version of themselves, and then teaching them how to pay that forward. And that's really what coaching is about. And it's not just, I know a lot of people hear Beachbody, and I've had a couple people tell me, like, Beachbody, like, really? That's so superficial. But it's so much deeper. Like, please don't let the name turn you off and like never look any deeper, because this truly is a body, mind, and soul transforming and feeding program that we have. And together, I just love the end here. Together, we really can create an unstoppable ripple effect throughout the nations and create freedom both for ourselves and the people that we work with. And freedom is such a huge, I know for Colleen especially too, like, freedom drives us, because this opportunity gives us freedom in areas we never even thought possible, like time and schedule and placement and income. It's up to us and whatever we want to create. Right. Back to you. Are you going over this, Mike?
You can do that one. I'll do the next one.
Okay. Okay, so what does a coach do each day? Number one is probably the most important part. We're proof the products work. We commit to our journey, and then we share it. And it's that simple. And some people ask, well, can I just have a coach membership? I've had people ask me that, and not do the other things. And I would honestly say no, because you end up being a fraud. And we are not those people. I can speak for Colleen and myself, like our teams that we have, we're very, very genuine, and we will go first. You'll learn a little bit later on, like I am so passionate about the quality of what we promote and use. If I didn't believe in it, then I could not share it, because I have to believe 100% in what I am promoting and talking about and helping people with. So number one, we do the workouts, we drink our shake, we follow the meal plan, and we share it. We share how it's changed our lives and how it's changing our families' lives. The second one, we connect, invite, and follow up. And this used to be just focused on inviting, but I love how we've kind of changed it over this last year, because this really, you guys, is about making friends. And I know that maybe that sounds crazy, but it really is just about connecting with people, caring about people. Are you pouring into the people around you? Are you asking them how they're doing, or complimenting them and telling them, hey, you're really awesome. You know, I love how you did this, or I love how you play with your kids. And then you just invite them to join you, which comes naturally when you are so excited, when you commit to these programs and you're like, wow, this has really changed how I feel. You should totally do this with me. You know, it comes naturally when you're really passionate about something, just like it comes naturally to invite people to one of your favorite restaurants, or try this massage therapist that's changed my life. You know, that's how easy it is. And then the follow-up portion, some people are scared to do, but to be honest, it shows that you care. I can't tell you how many of my coaches have had someone reach back out to them after probably the 7th time they've reached out and, hey, haven't heard from you, don't want to bug you at all, but you know, I just wanted to invite you again to my challenge group. Not sure if you had a chance to go over the details. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for following up with me. You have no idea how crazy my life has been. I can really tell that you care. I would love to join you. And so this is literally our business process that we go through. The third one is so important. We have to commit to growing ourselves as a leader, because you are put in a leadership position. And if you want to lead people and encourage people, we have to make sure that we are first strengthening ourselves every single day. This business can be hard. It can be hard on your confidence, and you have to be kind of really committed and wanting to take those steps forward to grow yourself, to grow your traits as a leader and your confidence and your belief in yourself. That is probably, I would say, one of the number one things that gets in coaches' way of being successful is the belief factor, that you are worth the success and that you have the ability to make a massive impact in this world if you choose to believe in yourself. And then the fourth one, obviously so important, we have to get people results. If we're not getting people results, we're not doing our job. Right? If people are not experiencing this amazing, the benefits of our products and our programs, something's missing. And I love our money back guarantee that we have, which we'll talk about in a few slides. But these 4 things is what it comes down to. That is how we coach people to be successful, and we just keep doing it over and over and over.
Okay, so I'm going to take what she just talked about, and then I'm going to kind of lay out what our day looks like. And as a brand new coach, your day will look very different than Jessica's, who's about 3 years in, right, Jessica? 3 years in? Yeah. And I'm 5.5 years in. And so all I need you to think about right now is when you do decide to join us, we have your back. We're not just going to throw you to the wolves, and we're going to say, this is what we need to focus on so that you don't feel like a fish out of water. Although being a new coach can feel awkward and new, this is how simple it can be. So we schedule dedicated time to our business that we block off and use our power pockets of time. So the first, before I had Nixon, who is my son, I didn't have kids, so I had a lot more time. But now my husband is back working full time out of the house. I have 3 dogs and he's not a newborn anymore. He's 1. And so it is so important that I have my planner, which is right next to me, and I have an hourly planner that I dedicate and block off time. So the first 2 hours of my day is dedicated to my family, Nixon, nourishing my body, and getting my head on straight, if I'm being honest. I listen to my personal development in the morning. So that's called a power pocket. So I'm doing something that's still associated with coaching, but I'm still like cooking breakfast or whatever it may be. Maybe you're driving to work. Maybe you're on your lunch break. Maybe it's when you get home and the kids are in bed. So you get to be the boss of your time and schedule that off. That's really powerful. I want you to know that you can gain control of your time, even if it's small. It's about not how much time you have, but how productive you are during those moments. So another thing that we do in our day that you also will block off is your workout and drink your shake. And then you share that journey on social media. If you're worried about the social media aspect, that is actually Jessica and I's like favorite thing. It's our team's favorite. So let things be new and we'll help you. We read personal development or listen to personal development. I also like to share that on my social media because the way that we influence other people to start to think about making changes in their life, it comes from helping them think different. So right now you're thinking maybe like, well, no one would want to join me, or what would my mom think, or whatever's running through your mind about like those little self-doubts. I would be encouraging you on my social media from what I've learned and what works for me. So when you're reading your PD and a light bulb goes off and you're having a breakthrough moment, share that with others, because that's how we inspire other people. So another thing that we do is work from a list. That's part of the invite, connect, and follow up. So in the beginning, as a new coach, when you join us, we ask you to just make a small list of your BFFs that you think may want to do this with you. And it can be as easy as this. I want you guys to think about, you just bought tickets to a Taylor Swift concert or whoever your jam is, and you are really pumped that you have 10 tickets. You call your friends and you're like, hey, who wants to go? Let's do this. I'm excited. That's how you have to think of this. If you're really ready to change your life and to eat healthy and get results, whatever is driving you to try something like this, think about how your circle of friends may be just as excited as you, and you get to lead the way. So I don't really think it's that scary. I honestly think it can be as fun as thinking of talking to your BFFs or your coworkers or whoever you're comfortable with, but just starting there. We're going to check into a challenge group or accountability group. Some of us call it different things. I call it a boot camp. So Beachbody has this really awesome app called the My Challenge Tracker app. And you're going to see, like, I have 167 girls every single day checking into this boot camp for the new year, and we're holding each other accountable. So when I don't feel like working out, but I just saw this mom of two, AKA Jessica, who wakes up at 4 a.m. to do her workout, I have no excuses to do my workout at 11 a.m. or 5 p.m. or 9 p.m. So that's that community feel. We also check into team pages, trainings, and resources. So that's a skill and a habit that you'll need to remember. And that's also, we have this beautiful tracker that's printed out for you, and it has the day of the week and these little boxes, and you're checking it off. We call it your business activity tracker. So part of that will be checking into the team page to see if Jessica posted, if your coach posted. There could be motivation in there. There's a business tip. We actually give you a training to help you start up your business in your first 30 days. And we're going to help you rock your first 6 months. And I want to help you rock your next 10 years. I was here to grow 6 figures, so I can genuinely say that I put together trainings to help people grow a 6-figure business. You just have to show up and do the work with me and stay dedicated. And then another thing we do is connect with our clients and coaches. So if I have customers who ordered their Shakeology 2 weeks ago, I would check in with them and say, hey, how's it going? Because a lot of people make their shakes wrong in the beginning. If a new coach signed up and they need a little bit of help, just check in with them and make sure that they know where the team training is, things like that. And the last is creating valuable content. So valuable content can look like your personal development for the day, something that's inspiring, educating, or entertaining, because that's what people want, right? They don't want the negative posts on social media. So you have the opportunity to create a positive environment for your social media following. So this is Jessica's favorite slide. I'm going to let her go ahead and share.
Okay, so I shared with you guys a little bit about how I'm so passionate about health, right? And I did all these certifications and courses, and honestly, I learned so much through healing myself and my own imbalances that I had. And so some people refer to me as the ingredient Nazi. which is probably totally not politically correct to say. But I have a very, very high standard for ingredients, and there's a lot of products out there that have, it doesn't matter to me if they have a 100 amazing things and they have one that's widely known to be like not good for you. If it has that one ingredient, then I kick it out. It's not, then in my head, the company is not putting the health first for their clients. So I'm going to explain to you why Beachbody, to be honest, in all of my experience and all of my research, and I'm still looking just because I'm curious to see what's out there, there is no company that has these 4 elements packaged together so perfectly. And you know what, you guys? In our health journey, you have to have these 4 elements to be successful in the long run. And we have it all. When I graduated from IIN, that was probably one of the hardest things, was putting all of these different things together for my clients. I worked so much harder and I got paid so much less. And so I'm going to go over why I'm going to do some of the highlights as to why these are different and why it's so powerful. So number 1, we have nutrition programs, 2 specifically, that were created by registered dietitians, nutritionists. They are the professionals. So maybe you're coming in here, and I get this a lot because I do lead with the fact that I have all this background in health and fitness, but Colleen doesn't and Liz doesn't, and that's okay if you don't have to, because as a coach, you're taking this professionally created program and you're just helping your clients follow it. That really is what you're doing as a coach. So as far as the nutrition goes, what I love is that in both of our incredibly effective approaches to nutrition, you're not removing food groups. It is not an extreme diet. It is 100% doable. Was it in October that we launched To Be Mindset? September, October, I think.
It was May, but
was it?
Close.
Was that when the test group started? But it became available to everyone
in May. Yeah, I was in the test group in January, and then May 2nd it launched.
So yeah, time's flying. Anyways, To Be Mindset is one of our newest nutritional programs. And Colleen was in the test group, got amazing results. She's an incredible advocate for it because, especially for us busy moms, and if you're busy, it is a game changer. But what I love about it started as a clinical trial at UCLA, and like the nurse side, like science side of me loves that because it was so powerful that the creator actually came to Beachbody and was like, I need to get this to more people. She can't help all the people by herself. So she wanted to come to the company that trains coaches to help the masses. And that's when Beachbody and Alana, the creator, came together and created To Be Mindset. So really amazing program. The other one is Portion Fix, which is equally amazing, has helped hundreds of thousands of people get incredible results. And I 100% agree with both approaches, which is a big deal if you knew me at all. Okay, next, supplementation, probably my favorite. If you have seen like any of my YouTube videos or any of my posts about Shakeology, oh my gosh, I love it. Let me tell you that I used to buy the ingredients in Shakeology and I paid 2 or 3 times the amount every month, but I didn't care because for me, my health is the most valuable asset I have because I lost it. And I understood that when you don't have your health, you cannot show up for your family. You can't show up. You can't be the best version of yourself for your spouse or your kids or your job. Nothing else matters. It doesn't matter how busy your life is, because I promise you, if you lose your health, all of that will go away because you can't get out of bed. And the ingredients that we have in Shakeology and in all of our products are so high quality. They're so top notch. And it's why they help so many people on so many different ailments. It really covers the foundation. So I will say everybody is different. And there's some people who need like extra supplementation maybe. But what I've learned as a health professional is if you don't have the foundation taken care of, all the other pieces aren't going to matter. And I think what happens with weight loss and all these like hormone imbalances, all this digestive issues that we have going on, people buy one supplement and they're like, that didn't heal me. Or they'll buy these two over here and that didn't heal me. And they get frustrated and they get jaded and they're like, I've tried all these things and nothing's working. What I love about Shakeology, it has 5 formulas in it that are very powerful to address the foundational needs of your health. And when you drink it consistently, it will make a difference for you. And if it doesn't, we have a money back guarantee anyways. After 30 days, you drink your whole bag, you can get a full refund if you're like not impressed. So I love that our company stands behind our products in that aspect. We also have like powerful things such as the Ultimate Reset, which is a 21-day cleanse. I personally had a client who was on heavy pain narcotics for, I think 20 years, 15, 20 years. And he was young. He was diagnosed with arthritis at a very, very young age. 21 days of the Ultimate Reset, gone. Off of his heavy painkillers because of the power of, and I'm not making any claims here, but I'm just sharing his story. That's what happened. We have a 3-day cleanse that's really powerful. All of our stuff's amazing. So I love that aspect. And then we have the fitness. Beachbody On Demand changed the game because you now have the Netflix of fitness at your fingertips. On your laptop, any smart device, you can access a plethora of different fitness programs. You do not have to be a personal trainer or know anything about it. They're created by the people who are the professionals. You just do the programs and you create these challenge groups and say, hey, girlfriends, let's do this together. You know, we can all log on together or whatever, however you want to do it. But you need exercise in your life. You need exercise in your life to be healthy. There's even Tai Chi, which is like, I have my grandmother do that, you know, so there's something for everybody. We have prenatal, postpartum workouts in there, which are awesome. Very cool. And then I would say the fourth piece is the magic juice. And this is where us as a coach comes in and our team comes in. If you know all these things, you know the first 3, but you're not doing them, it's not going to change. Nothing's going to change in your life. But if you have someone who's like, hey, Jennifer, Brittany, I believe in you. Let's do this together. I know you're struggling. I know you are so busy. I know you're so tired, but I know you can do this. Let's do this 20-minute workout together. Are you in it with me? Would that make a difference for you? That's what we do as coaches. That's what our teams do, is we add that community and that excitement, and this becomes fun. We're not dieting, starving ourselves, and punishing ourselves with exercise because we want to be skinny. That's not what this is about. This is about creating like a vibrantly healthy life to where you're having fun and you're living. So that's why we're different. Mic drop. Back to you, Colleen.
I love you. I always like to add to this slide the peer support aspect. So everything we do is online, right? Most of you I'm not going to meet until you join my team, and we have our quarterly events or our big convention called Coach Summit, or we actually get to go on a cruise because we help. That's a reward that we get for helping other people. So I get to take my son and my husband, and it's our 5th free trip. It's amazing. And Jessica's going with her husband, but it's these events. And so it's so difficult to explain the passion and the excitement and how life-changing it is until you get to an event in person. So that's when I get to meet my coaches. And I know time over time, again and again, when my team goes to those events, they're like, oh, I get it. So I just like to add that in there. Okay, we're gonna hop into some top misconceptions. And Jessica, I believe you're gonna do the first 4, and then I'll take the next 4.
Okay, perfect. So, love this one. I have to sell things. Everyone and their mother says this. Like, I am not a salesperson. I said it. and to which I always reply, good. Because that's not really what we do. Someone could be great at sales and be horrible at this. And the reason is because we are literally, I don't keep any stock of product at my house. I do not sell things from my house. I do not distribute. What I do is I prescribe a solution for my client's problem. And so as you get to know more about our programs and products, you'll have a better understanding as to how this can be life-changing for someone. So I actually just did a training yesterday with Colleen, and I shared this form that I have. And I have a questionnaire that I teach my coaches how to use, that I have people who are interested in working with me fill out. And it just asks them about what's your situation? What are you looking for? What are your biggest barriers? Maybe you have kids, or maybe you work 80 hours a week, or maybe you work night shift, or maybe you have 100 pounds to lose, or, whatever it is that's specific to the person. And I see their problem and I say, okay, this is how I can help you with this, catalog, basically this toolkit that I have at my fingertips. I'm going to match you up with this nutrition program, with this fitness program. I think Shakeology could be powerful for you here, and maybe a 3-day refresh or energize or whatever. And then I prescribe a solution to the problem and the desire and the goal that they've shared with me. And so I don't feel bad or icky or weird doing that, because I know that they're needing help, and I know that I can help. And so I'm showing them, hey, this is how I can help you out. And that's like the whole sales weirdness that I did have in the beginning is gone, because you guys, the value that we give people for the price tag should be twice as much. Like the price tag should be at least twice as much for what we're giving people. And so, and I know that people struggle with that, but as you understand it and you see it, you're going to grasp it. And it's really powerful. Second one, I don't have time. Can I do this part-time? I'm the first to tell you, you absolutely can. Because the first 2 years of my business, I worked full-time in a prison, like I said, and I've always had kids while I've done this. So you just have to be dedicated, and you just have to say, the investment right now in this chapter of my life is going to pay off in the long run. And I'm going to commit to this. I'm going to commit to the program. And then as I commit to the program, you guys are on Facebook and Instagram anyways. Why not, while you're on there, share it. Like, this is what I'm doing. How exciting. This is how I feel. This is what my coach experienced. This is what my friend accomplished. And you just make those power pockets. I used to go on my lunch breaks out to my car, to my phone, and write a post really quick or return an email really quick, and then come back. And then the evenings I would watch YouTube trainings, and I would communicate with my husband, hey, this is what I'm doing, so that he knows I'm not just in my phone all the time for no other reason. And he's like, okay, great. If you're going to do this, his one rule for me was, if you're going to do this, you can never quit, because that's how we roll. And you have to go all in. You have to give it 100%, which I love and I'm so thankful for, because look at us now, right? But you can absolutely do this part-time. I'm not a big social media person, so sorry, you can hear my kids in the background. When I first started, so little background, because I worked in prison, my husband also works in prison, and he has a very high profile job, maybe. Like, he makes a lot of enemies, I will say, with the bad guys. And so, like, you'll see me on Facebook, I'm Jessica Angelina, and that's not my last name. But sorry, this is mom coach life. From the beginning, I just had to figure out a different way with, like, my name, for example, and I had to be careful. But I talked with my husband, and I was like, I have to do this. And I knew that working full time, I couldn't meet with people very often because of my schedule. And you have millions of people at your fingertips on social media. So, it really comes down to learning. Like Colleen said, we both would love to help you in this area, and you don't have to share all the nitty-gritty details of your life. But if you really want to grow this, you want to inspire people, and people are depressed on social media. So if you can be a light, if you can encourage one person, like, hey, you can live a higher quality life, you have a purpose, you have to just ask yourself if it's worth it to you. And then the fourth one, I'm afraid to fail. This is one that requires personal development and just kind of understanding that you're going to. You are going to fail at something, and it is not the end of the world. You are not going to die if someone tells you no when you invite them to your challenge group. It's how we learn. Like, Google all of the successful people, like Oprah and Michael Jordan. They have incredible stories, and all of them say the secret to my success is failure. Learn to embrace it. I love how Colleen said, I think it was yesterday, learn to dance with it, with fear, and learn to just go after it. Fail as many times as you can, because you're going to be more successful, and learn from that. That's all I got.
Okay. I always say that failing does not make you a failure. And what's funny is failing in this business is actually like making a mistake. For example, like you send your friend a message or an email inviting them to your challenge group, and maybe you didn't word it right. That's like as epic as failing gets. So it's like, okay, that didn't work. I tweak it and I learn. Or, you know what? I really didn't go food shopping this week, so I ate like crap, and that kind of is failing, but that's also known as a mistake. It's very different than the world where you may be an employee. In Jessica's world of being a nurse, if she messed up, that was a lot bigger deal. So it's very different as an entrepreneur. So I want you guys to welcome that idea of learning and making mistakes. You're not falling flat on your face, and you're not a failure. So the one I'm going to talk about is I don't have a big network. And it's kind of like if I was to open a coffee shop. Jessica and I always use the coffee shop example for anything. If I had this dream to have a coffee shop, but I was afraid that people wouldn't come, or I was afraid that I wouldn't get enough clients, but it's my dream, right? Every single coffee shop, every single business starts off at zero. I started off with 0 customers, 0 coaches, 0 clients. So you must be willing to accept that role as an entrepreneur and as a new coach to grow your network. I've been doing this 5.5 years now, so I have 10,000 followers on Instagram. But guess what? I started just as small as you. So I want you to align yourself with my story and say, okay, we're on the same page when we started, but it's the ones that are willing to show up and grow from there. We will show you how to grow on social media. Again, we don't expect you to do this on your own. I will tell you what you need to do. Are you willing to do it? I'm afraid I won't be able to inspire others. So that really comes from a place of self-worth and personal development and growth. And once I can teach you the power of your story and the power of sharing your story and going through personal development, really just hang out with Jessica and I and our team, and you will soon see how you can inspire others. Like, I need you to look at all these coaches' photos here, and that's their day 1 or their day 0 for the before and afters. They had to start too. And because they were willing to commit, like, just try, just show up with us. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to get in shape, you're going to make some awesome friends, and you might help a couple people. I don't know why that's so scary to people. I'm introverted. So the babe on this slide with the pink hair, she's one of my top coaches. You'll get to see her income in a few minutes. We're going to talk income and numbers with you guys. I was able to help her see her introvertedness as a gift, and she did lots of personal development surrounding being an introvert. So she learned so much about herself, and she realized that being an introvert doesn't mean that she has to be shy. It means that she gets to channel her energy how she wants, and she gets to, like, I like to call them boundaries. She creates healthy boundaries, and she's learned what works for her. But she doesn't use it as a limitation. She accepts it as who she is, and she still there's a lot of S's there. Accepts it for who she is, and she still shows up. Wow, that was a tongue twister. The last one. So most people tell me that they want to work out and get results and get fit before they can coach others. That's probably the worst thing that you could do, because what's going to inspire people is your journey. They want to see your day 1 through 60 because they have to be able to see themselves in your shoes. They have to be able to say, oh, Jessica woke up early in the morning before work to do her workout. Okay, that means it's possible then, right? They need to see how you're doing it with your busy life. They want to see, what are you eating? How was your experience? If you just all of a sudden show up with the before and after, there's no story attached, people are not going to be inspired by that. So it's actually the opposite. So now I get to dive into a little bit of like casting the vision for you and what's possible. And this really wowed me, because what if I told you that you only needed to be 2 to 3 steps ahead of someone to give them a massive transformation? What if I told you that from the point of you signing up, you starting a workout, you just having a taste of what we do, our community, and your own results, that's as far as you truly need to go to help someone else get started. People think that they need to have all these credentials and all this crazy story before they can help someone else, and it's really not. You just need to start. Okay, money talk. So like I said, Candace's, while I kind of talk about how we earn, you guys can glance over at Candace's income progression, and it was so great that she was willing to share this with us. And I invited her for 12 months and she said no. And finally in 2014, in July, she said, okay, I want to do it. She messaged me because guess what? She saw me showing up, being consistent, and I never gave up on my own journey. So that inspired her. And now her life is forever changed. And it has been so beautiful and so inspiring to watch her journey. And we always say that your income is a direct reflection of the amount of lives that you change. So it started off with Candace helping a few people. And then in 2015, she was helping more people. 2016, she started to develop a team. And Beachbody pays you, I'll break it down for you in a second. Beachbody pays you on the performance of your team. When I worked at Verizon, I was a store manager, and I was paid a percentage of my sales reps' productivity. It is no different. 2017, then her team started to really take off. And then in 2018, she has created some really badass leaders, and now she is really starting to reap all the rewards. Whoop, I had an elastic in my hand and it just broke and hit me. So let's talk about your first goal as a coach. Our first goal for you is to help you earn back the cost of your investment. So let's say, you get signed up with your challenge pack and you add on some beach bars because those are our favorite snack bars. We understand that's an investment out of your pocket, but we want to help you earn that back. Our goal is not to create more bills for you. It's to create income and to help you and your families. So there's 3 top main ways that we earn income. Number 1 is we do earn anywhere from 25 to 40% commission on helping people. And this slide, I really feel like it doesn't do justice to our compensation plan, but that's why I put the fun facts down at the bottom, because for every person that I help get started on their journey, I'm earning anywhere from $40 to $105, depending on what that person chooses to purchase per person. So it's not like you're helping someone and getting paid nickel and dimes. You're really making a great return for helping someone else. Just like a doctor gets paid to help you, just like a nurse gets paid to do their job, just like a dog groomer gets paid to do their job, it is okay to accept the fact that we earn as coaches. So let's just clear the air on that. Number 2 is the team cycle bonus. So you're going to start to see in 2016, 17, and 18 in Candace's paycheck here, she started to create a team. And her and I worked really hard together, and we were able to help her team create success, and Candace is getting rewarded for that. So it's not just about sell, 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 sell. We don't, that's not what this is. I think people have that perception of that's what we do. This is about helping other people get started and finding the people who say, this is what I want with my life. I have a vision with this business. I want more freedom, and I love that Beachbody can help me get there. Team cycle bonus is the percentage of what your team, just like I got paid at Verizon. So the third top main way that we earn is called a matching bonus. So when Candace is earning money, I also get a kickback for the team cycle bonuses. So that's pretty cool. Beachbody is saying, hey, you created a leader on your team who is now changing other people's lives. We're also going to help you pay. Here's a matching bonus and a fast start bonus. So for every 5 coaches that you sign up in a 5-week period, you get a $100 bonus. Pretty sweet. So other fun facts, we get paid weekly on Thursday, which is such a blessing for budgeting your money. Every Thursday morning, I wake up and my paycheck is there. Let's talk a little bit about residual income. So residual income is the kind of money that I can make because my team is also producing. So I could be on my cruise in March and my team is still working their business, right? It's a team effort. That's why I love it. It's not just about what Colleen does, it's about my team as well. So I would say 95% of my paycheck, I'm earning, we're going to share income numbers next, which is scary, but my paycheck is anywhere from $2,100 to $3,100 a week. And that isn't because of everything that Colleen's doing. It's because how I've taught my team to be successful. So I'm getting rewarded for that. And we also have bonuses, which are quarterly. So as you advance and grow leaders on your team, we call them diamonds. You are also paid out quarterly on these bonuses. So the bonuses can be $750 all the way up to $75,000 quarterly bonuses, $75,000 quarterly bonuses. And those are extremely life-changing. Okay, so I'm gonna let Jessica, actually, I'll just go ahead. So this is my income progression. So the first 6 months as a new coach, I made $5,100. It's not super crazy, right? But I was helping people and I started. In 2014, I had my first full year from January to December. I made $42,000. And that's when I was really like, okay, I see how the compounded effort that I'm putting in is really starting to reward me. And then 2015 was my life-changing year. That was when I earned my first 6 figures. And I still remember the day that I calculated that number and I freaked out because that was my goal, because it meant that I could be home and I'd live a lot more freely. And money doesn't buy happiness, and it's not all about money, but it sure is so nice to not have to be up at night stressing all the time about money and loving your job while doing it. And in 2016, you can start to see how it's compounded. And this is crazy. Over 5.5 years, I've earned over $500,000 in network marketing as a Beachbody coach. So I'm going to let Jessica share hers.
That's so amazing. My gosh. Okay, so mine is broken up just a little bit differently, but in my first month, you guys, I had no idea what I was doing. I knew nothing, but I earned $528, and this was just because I was so excited, like I told you, and I had no idea how, but I was just signing people up because I knew that I could. That was the first thing my coach told me: set up your direct deposit, and this is how you sign someone up. Okay, perfect, thanks. I'll find the people. And it just kind of compounded throughout that. Really adding this all up has been so life-changing and eye-opening. And I wanted to tell you, like, these are my monthly income. So like at month 12, my 1 year mark, which my coach told me, just show up, like be here a year from now and you'll start to see it compound. And obviously I did. I almost hit the $3,000 mark at 1 year, which is a big deal for part-time coaching with a family. And then fast forward, month 27 was big, almost hitting $5,000. And all of 2018, I just missed the $50,000 mark this last year, which was a big deal for me because I'm still in the beginning. And what I like to think about with this is I invested over $100,000 for 4 years of nursing school. And I did that with the intention that I was going to have a semi-solid job, right? And, potentially could make me 6 figures. And that's why, I didn't even think twice about it. And everyone's like, yeah, absolutely do it. This could cost you $160 of product and your business starting fees. And this is your potential. That's insane. So think of it like a degree, like be here 4 years from now and show up and your mind will be blown. I cannot wait to see where I'm at 4 years from now. So in the past almost 3 years, this was cut off in December, I've earned $90,000. So I'm sitting at right around $95,000 now since I started, because I'm passionate about helping people. Like, that's insane to me. So it's just amazing. I love it.
I think the number one thing that Jessica and I did from the beginning is full immersion, with a program. We were just super excited. And I had this thing in my mind that I was going to treat my Facebook and Instagram as a personal diary. Not like all the juicy drama details that we would write in an actual diary, but I wanted people, it's kind of like a blog, a video, a blog, So if you can picture this job as that, like if I was to post something in a newspaper saying, now hiring, looking for girls who want to work out, share on social media, invite people to online boot camps. Like everyone would be like, yeah, but for some reason there's like this disconnect with people because of whatever misconceptions they have or self-doubts. And I understand that you may have those, but we're really here to guide you through that if you're willing to show up with us. I know I've said that like 10 times, but I get excited. So how do you get started? If you're ready, or if you have questions, please reach out to the coach who invited you here. Number 2, then you're going to talk all about your health and fitness goals, and they're going to help you choose which package, which options, which supplements, what's going to be best for you to start with based on your goals and where you're at. And number 3, and then you're going to immerse yourself in our team pages, trainings, and accountability groups. And you will see Jessica and I show up in our team pages just like you do here. And we're really looking forward to seeing you in there. And we do have one more thing to tell you. And this makes me excited because I've been a coach forever, it feels like. And this is the first time that we've ever had a coach exclusive test group with Shaun T. So it started on January 14th. And it's been really awesome to see Shaun T himself. If you guys don't know who that is, he's the creator of Insanity and T25, the program I started with. And now we have a brand new 20-minute workout program. And so this test group is with the new 20-minute program. Like, who can't fit in 20 minutes? If you can't fit in 20 minutes, I'm not sure.
You
No,
can't.
You can, yes. But this test group has been amazing. Shaun T has been showing up every day with live videos and motivation, and he's really gone above and beyond. So only coaches get to experience this. And I could imagine back to when I started, if I was to have that kind of access to passion, excitement, and community, I feel like it would have been an even more amazing new coach experience. So if you enroll by January 31st, so you basically have the rest of this week to the end of the month with a no risk 30-day money back guarantee. That's how much we know you're going to love it, that we say we'll give you your money back even if you're not happy. So Jessica, anything you want to say about the test group?
I was just going to say it's such a cool opportunity for you guys to do this now, because if you haven't seen, there is huge hype about this program. When we're in the middle of a launch, it's all over the place. It's all over social media. And so if you make that step to say, hey, I'm going to do this, who wants to do it with me? There are several other coaches and other people who've already been doing like the marketing for you already. And so what an amazing opportunity for you to come in and say, you don't have to know everything. I'm learning how to be a coach. Do you want to do this boot camp with me and my team? Like, this would be really fun. Super genuine and easy, like honest. Like, your friends are in front of you and you're like, hey, let's do this together. Check out all these results. Literally go Google Transform 20 results if you haven't seen them, and start sharing them with or like email them or text them to your friends and be like, hey, let's do this. I see such a huge opportunity for you guys now if you jump in on this now, and I'm not just saying that, but really it's a very valuable thing. I've had strangers reach out to me because I've been promoting in my stories the Transform 20 challenge groups that I'm running, and they're like, hey, I've been seeing about this program, I want to do it, and I saw you have a group, can I do it with you? Like, that's the dream. That doesn't happen very often, I'll tell you, but that's the dream. And so if you're able to start now, you just have a huge asset to starting your business.
It's a great jump start. So thank you to everyone who came tonight. And if you guys have any other questions, you are more than welcome to. Actually, we encourage you. We love questions. I feel like after all this talking we do, we feel like a deer in the headlights. So please post any questions in the event page or message your coach. And I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot tonight. Thanks, Jess.
Thanks, Colleen.